All right, what's going on, folks? Everybody doing all right out in YouTube land?
Hope everybody's doing well tonight.
Me and Chris and I recently would have been what Friday we saw the movie, or was it Thursday?
Thursday.
Thursday. Now we went and saw One Piece film Red English dubbed. So we're gonna be telling our thoughts and everything on this movie. So, Mr. Chris, I guess you start us off.
Like the movie. But the only really complaint I would have about the movie, I guess we'll get into that. Well, one of the main complaints I had with the movie is that it was probably about, I would say, 15 to 20 minutes too long, and they probably could have shaved that off and made it a lot more. It made it flow a lot better than what it did. Because there was some parts where it was kind of like the movie was kind of dragging on, and they probably like, "God, this movie should have ended by now." But overall, I like the movie. Uh, if you're a song person, you like J-pop, Korean pop, anything like that, you're gonna like this one because there's a lot of songs and singing in this in this version. But what did you think, Mr. Joshua? Mr. Joshua.
I enjoyed it very thoroughly. I definitely will give it a 7 out of 10 out of just because what for this being the dubbed Miss Amalie. I don't know if you're familiar with her or not, but she's done a lot of like anime covers over the years, and she recently just did New Genesis, which is one of the prime songs in One Piece film Red that Uta does. And what is a little jarring to me because we were watching it dubbed is it was going straight to Japanese. And I was like, oh god. That's the only thing I found super annoying.
It's
Bes-
probably the most because usually when they if the English version if they sing, they usually like the actress can actually she can sing a little bit or well enough to where they can auto tune it to where it sounds decent.
oh no,
But
Miss Amelie doesn't need auto tune. She's an amazing singer. No, the big thing is please forgive me, audience, if I mispronounce the name. The singer's name is like it's ADO, but it's Otto. She's a really good singer, but she got one hell of a deal, I believe, because she's the Japanese singer you'll hear throughout the whole film. But it's just
uh,
so jarring for English viewers that only hear it dubbed, hearing the Japanese just switch like that. It's like,
did that because they do it a lot in even in the series where
right.
they'll just switch to even when it's the English dub instead of having the actress sing, they'll usually just switch to the Japanese version of the song.
Well, it does save on a lot of money and everything
Yeah.
because they used to
Every
do it.
every now and again they'll have the English voice actress sing.
I don't
But
know why.
it's kind of rare though.
They should have had Miss Lee do this. I mean, she's an amazing singer. Hell, I could play it on here.
Well, you said if the other the Japanese artist she got a big contract, that's probably something that's in her contract. Like, no, you have to
Yeah,
use
she's
my
good. She's
version.
at. It's not even that. It's just the company's like, no, we're going to be using this. Period. So that's just how it goes on that. Now, this is not to nitpick at the English voice actor of Jinbei, but dear God, you sound like you were gargling marbles the whole time. Everybody, I'm like, what is going on here? Who casted you? I'm
Yeah,
not trying to be mean.
I can't really say too much. I've never really watched One Piece up to that point where he comes in. So
I have watched it all the way to the Japanese version, but I mean, the Japanese voice actor just doesn't. You just hear him speak. I'm just like, I know Jinbei is a giant fish man, but I'm like, come on, you're killing me here.
we could do next time. We could do if they have the jet. Well, they usually do have the sub version. We could probably do sub.
I mean, either or. It's just a minor nitpick, but because I don't watch One Piece in English, that was what threw me off. I was like, huh, everybody sounds fine. Jinbei speaks. What in the world did I just hear?
Because the only point, because the only other movie besides this one I saw of One Piece was what's the other one? Strong World, and I don't think he was in that one. I think he was the only one that wasn't in it. All the other ones, they was in the movie. They were in Strong World, and they all pretty much sound like they normally do.
Probably so. I probably need to go listen to some of this other stuff when it's dubbed when I get a chance. But
Uh,
anyways, how did you
but
feel about all the musicals?
it was okay. Sometimes I felt like they put them a little too close together. Like they would have a song, and then maybe like what it seemed like just like one or two scenes they would be talking, and then they would go right back into another song.
If I'm
It's,
not mistaken, the official movie soundtrack has like 8 songs. The movie was almost 2 hours, so
yeah, they were trying to squeeze all eight of those songs in.
I mean, even 8 songs, like most of them are like near 4 minutes. But I think they cut down on some of them. They're about like maybe 2.5 minutes long, give or take, within the film.
Yeah, but that's why they. As I say, that's the only thing. Like I felt like they kind of just they tried to squeeze way too much into this movie, and by trying to squeeze all this stuff in, it lengthened the movie longer than it should have been.
Well, I mean, this is red-haired Shank's daughter, after all, so they're gonna try to squeeze in as much as they could. Plus, I mean, Shank showing up in the movie and all that, and saying actually part of his minor spoilers ahead, folks. I'm terribly sorry. I meant to put spoilers ahead. I'm sorry.
We'll get an alert that just sound like one of those nuclear alarms going off before we say spoilers and stuff.
I'll set that on my Steam Deck next time. It'll be the Modern Warfare 2 nuke incoming. We'll even have the emblem pop up. But um, most of the music sounded good. There's about 2 songs that I really kind of wanted to. I was like, please stop. It sounded like nails going across a chalkboard in certain parts. I think it's just because of the part of how some of the tracks were.
I think probably my favorite one was the opening song she does when she first comes out.
Oh, New Genesis was amazing, but then it's like Dot Musica or Dun Musica was really good. But
What was
it's
what was that one that was it was kind of like it like they're trying to do hip hop techno or something. It just sounded so odd.
give me a second. I'll look at the list.
But overall, I liked all the songs. They were good songs. Like I said, even though they kind of overpowered the movie at times, and I do have problems, a little bit of problem with the plot or her motivations.
Well, you gotta remember she was eating those blasted weight shrooms that would just keep her up and
Oh
up.
yeah, I pretty much knew. Okay, oh yeah, she's going off. As soon as she's doing, as soon as in anime, whenever you see somebody do the crazy eyes, yeah, they're gonna just go nuts.
I was like, oh, she's like, oh, Luffy, you're a pirate. I was like, oh, no, this isn't going to end well. And throughout the whole crazy, just going back and forth, it's like, what is the truth? What are the lies? But I
Oh, I,
mean,
oh, I kind of already knew what was gonna happen.
well, I didn't think we were gonna get. Oh, it's like, we see who held the story from her. She's like, oh, but I already saw it on a snail, so I already knew. You already saw it, yet you kept going through this plan. Excuse me,
Yeah, that
madam.
yeah, that was my big problem right there.
Excuse me. You
I'm like
wanted to
you.
end the world.
Yeah, that was my biggest problem with the movie. I'm like, you're blaming the pirates and thinking that if you get rid of them, it's gonna be a better world. But you're the cause of the problem. You're the one that destroyed that whole city. So why would you be
Well, it
blaming the pirates
technically
for
wasn't
what
her
you did?
fault.
Yeah,
That
but she's blaming the pirates for something she knows she did.
well, no, she didn't know she did till later,
Yeah.
later on. But I mean, being told the truth, it's just I'm like, oh, good grief. No, the daggum king of that place could have just saved so many people's lives, but no, No, just allowed her to continue with all this insanity. And I think that one song you had an issue with, I think that was Backlight? That's what it's called. I'm just looking at the list here. But,
Might have been that one.
but
But
my,
but I do like the way they kind of built the relationship between her and Luffy, how they grew up as kids, and how they always had like little competitions with each other, and how that was built into the story. Like it was overall, I kind of hate that in movies where they kind of heavily give you the backstory of a character that you probably never seen before, and you know they're probably gonna die in this movie, so we gotta cram all that backstory in.
indeed, it's a bit weird the way they do that. I don't know why they do it like that, but it's just you accept it for what it is. I'm
Yeah,
just like with One
Demon Slayer
Piece.
did.
Go ahead.
As I say, Demon Slayer did the same thing.
The whole Demon Slayer movie was canon though.
Yeah, but they
Freaking
did that whole thing where they crammed all his backstory into that one movie.
yeah, but you still learn more about him later though too. But
Yeah, just for him to die.
oh god, who was it? Uh, I mean, was it Shiki from Gold or excuse me, One Piece Gold? He ended up being canon or some part of it. I'm really hoping they take everything from this one film and make it canon because it would just be perfect in general.
Well, it probably is since it is Shanks' daughter and he is one of the emperors. So it's probably gonna stay canon. Because most anime movies are basically like self-contained stories where they don't really affect the main storyline one way or the other.
We will see. I mean, it's
Cause that,
this.
cause that'll be weird for Shanks to be like for Luffy to finally meet Shanks again, and he just like, oh yeah, who are you talking about?
Oh,
My daughter.
it's
Nah,
it's kind of weird where to put it. We'll. I'm really hoping they do add it in because it's definitely worth it. It's just how where to hmm, where do I want to put it? It's like where do we want to put it in there because it just like timeline wise, you only know so much, but this would almost take right after the Wano arc, just a little bit after, almost. It would seem it's really weird what this would happen because Luffy does show off his new form in there, like towards the end in the final battle. It was cool seeing Shanks and part of his crew fight as well. What did you think of all that?
I like Shanks kind of cool. The fact that he's like you were telling me, he's the only one of the emperors that he's that strong, but he has no devil fruit powers. He's just that strong. He's as strong as a devil fruit user.
Indeed.
But I like Shanks. Like I really would have rather seen a fight between him and Luffy, or maybe him just taking down the main villain by itself to kind of just emphasize how strong he is.
Well,
But
as they pointed out though, in part of the movie for Tot Musica to be defeated, he had to be hit at the same time on both planes. For those that don't know, a little thing about Uta's fruit. It's called the Sing Sing fruit. It basically she can sing and everything, transport your soul to a different plane, and while your body's knocked out, she controls basically what goes on in this Sing Sing world, and while she's
she can,
on the other side, she can control your body like you're a
yeah, she can
puppet.
basically, yeah, she can basically just manipulate you like you're a puppet to do things,
And I'm just
which
like,
which you really don't know until because when the way the movie kind of phrases it, like you go into the other world and you think their full body is there until like I think what to the Marines show up,
yeah,
and that's when you realize like oh their souls are there but their bodies are still here.
the war governor's like, yeah, this is a problem. It's like
Well, what was the two? What were they, generals or admirals or
Yeah, those are admirals and vice
yeah, yeah
admiral,
they
admiral. I can't speak. Ignore me. Damn.
yeah. What the one guy with the glasses? He like, I don't care about none of these people. I will kill everybody just to finish accomplish my mission.
Yeah, he's one of the top admirals. I'm gonna
And I'm
shut
like,
up now.
wow, y'all are supposed to be the good guys,
Well, I
and
mean, they're at the point like the whole world's about to go under because everybody that's seen Uda's broadcast of the snails and all that are stuck in there. So you got about 70% of the world is stuck in her little reality she created. And so even if she dies, the blast of world disconnects. So it's like, oh,
yeah,
cracker
if you if
jacks.
even if you kill her, their souls are still locked on the other side.
So she literally has to release them. So you go through the crazy. And for those that don't know, Tot Musica is a very powerful sheet of music. Basically, it summons like a demon king. I don't. The only thing I can tell you that for those that have watched One Piece, there are like three powerful weapons in the world. It might be the equivalent of like one of those. You have the battleship. It's Uranus, I believe. You have Pluto, and I forget what the other one was. Dot Musica seems almost to be on par with those in like power. That's just because of how dangerous it is to the world. Because the only way Dot Tot Musica really works is with someone with the Sing Sing fruit, and it's just like, why? I was like, this thing has this. There's four sheets of music that shouldn't be used. Why is this? Why did no one burn these?
Well, that kind of was the her father, secondary father, figured the
The
guy
king.
that was over the little institute.
Well, that was over the
He
kingdom. Yeah,
Yeah, he
which
basically was like, yeah, I should have burned this stuff, but it was just the music was just so perfect and stuff. I just couldn't do it all.
yeah, she was a great singer, but because of her bloodline, it's I forget what family name they said. That's what had the she was in a bloodline that had the ability to summon Top
Top
Musica,
music.
and I thought it was Dot Musica, but no, it's TOT. I was like, all right, well, I feel like an idiot reading this after like past several weeks, but hmm, let's see here.
What was it?
For a new character that's been around for maybe only like a couple of months, it was kind of sad to see her go towards the end.
Oh, spoilers.
Well, listen, we already did the spoiler alert already. We've already been spoiling the whole movie.
I'm
I'm listen.
about to say
There,
spoilers. She dies at the end.
spoiler alert: she dies because that was the only way for everybody's souls to come back because they do defeat Dot Musica at they finally sync up everything, all the attacks. It's literally it's top music is very hard to beat unless you don't sync both attacks. The damn thing should not exist, but I think it's gone after all this now. But anyways, it's my goodness, seeing Shank's fight was amazing because he's
Cool.
he's one you barely see. And a minor spoiler and a minor manga spoiler for those that haven't seen this. There's in the Wano arc. There's one of the new vice admirals that gets shown. He's like Green Bull, I think his name is. He has the power of I forget what devil fruit it is, but he just controls plants. Man, Shanks is out on the bloody sea on his ship, and he's like there attacking the red scabbers. Those are the guard, one of the main guards for the in Wano, but they're not as strong, pretty much. But like literally, Shank just zaps Conqueror Hockey all the way across from his ship to Green Bull, and Green Bull's in his like a giant veggie monster state. He gets zapped, he gets turned right back into his human form. That's how powerful Shanks is. That's that's not even flexing. That's him's like, hey, you gonna stop over there?
what's it? Oh, they say I'm a little low
Who?
in the chat. There, Christopher Williams saying I'm a little low.
Let me see here. Oh well, let me adjust. Let me go over here. I had to. All right, try now.
How does this sound? Does it sound any better, or it sounds about the same? Or
Does it sound better? Okay, perfect.
yeah,
Hope you're doing well, Mister Williams. We are. I'm like apologies if anything gets spoiled, but we gave the spoiler alert warning way earlier. But overall, this movie was really enjoyable.
yeah, it was good. I liked it. I'm not since I basically I've only seen the movies of One Piece. I never really watched the show, and now that it's at like 1,000 episodes, I probably need to look at the internet version to try to see which episodes I can skip and which I need to watch to know what's going on.
Well, all oh Shiggy. Wait, aren't you in the Discord, Little Georgia Discord? Pretty sure you are, or I'm losing my mind.
But like I said, I'll probably give it a 7, like you did too.
It's
Like I said, like I said, the only thing that I saw that I didn't like was just the length of the movie. That to me sound was the only big issue to
it's
me. But
gotcha, Mister
like I just said,
Williams. Go ahead. Sorry.
I know because I lost my train of thought then.
Oh.
No, I lost my complete train of thought over that one. Go ahead, take it from here because I gotta remember what I was gonna say.
Yeah, sorry about that. All right, good to know, Mister Williams. I was trying to make sure I remember the name correctly. But I mean, I for those Mister Williams and anybody else that's there, I highly recommend do seeing this movie.
Yeah,
This is probably gonna be one of our shorter podcasts because it feels a little weird. Because I think we kind of hit the nail on the head on it. But each cast member of the crew does their own part and all that.
well, well, they don't really do anything to the end,
Well, I
but
mean, yeah.
we got to get that Nami fan service in.
Listen, after that time skip, you damn right they better. And the Robin fan service. I mean, just saying. Oh, okay. I won't spoil this, but I didn't know this. Oh, Chris, why didn't you say something to the Discord, man? Oh, well, I should have posted in the Discord. My bad, Chris. Or Mr. Christopher. My bad. I'll next time I will definitely post into the Discord. Usually it's hard to get so many people together at times nowadays because how busy everybody is. That's understandable, man. One Piece is definitely one of those animes you dedicate some time to, just like
Yeah,
Naruto.
cause y'all will be a little more knowledgeable on it than me. Cause like I said, that I've only watched Strong World and this one. That's the length of my One Piece knowledge. Like I know the basic cast, but I couldn't tell you any of the adventures they've been on. I didn't even know it was a time skip.
Oh yeah, they do. Most Shonen Jump mangas always have a time skip. Most do, anyways. Uh, but Mr. Chris, I mean, if you've already seen like the first 3 seasons, I would just say continue from there. I mean, it will be some watch time, but like the way Oda has written this One Piece, everything's important. Like that's the funny thing.
And like, yeah, it just because I'm still trying to catch up on Bleach so I can go into the new season. I don't gave up on Naruto.
Haha, the Pocket Man. Hey, the new the Thousand Blood War arc will definitely be worth watching if it's animated well. There's only
Oh
one.
yeah, it's gonna be animated well since this is the final season. They're gonna put the budget in to make it look decent.
Oh, they've already started, man. I don't know if you started watching it yet or not.
I know the English dub starts.
Oh,
I think it starts today. I think the first English dub episode, but I can watch it subtitled. Like I don't have a problem with it. I guess we could make that a second part of this review. Let's our talk dub and sub.
yeah, we'll go on a little bit more of that. Mr. Williams, you have seen Joy Boy. It's Luffy. I mean, for those that are far in the manga and all that, yeah, it's Luffy. He's Joy Boy.
Because you had to explain to me because I had no idea what was going on with him in that last fight when he transformed and all of a sudden he had black arms and
Well, that was
I,
his fourth gears where he becomes like Balloon Man. Then when his when he goes like skinnier and his arms are bouncing all over the place, the other form is Snake Man. But then when he's like white with a cloud around him and all that, that's gear fifth. That's when his devil fruit awakens. Most devil fruits awaken. You know how basically his devil fruit was sought after by the world government, but luck would be have it that that fruit has a will of its own.
and it sought him out.
Well, it avoided the yeah, in a way, yeah, it did basically because it
It's,
was eluding the world government for years.
so is Luffy basically indestructible because he's made of rubber? You can't stab him or anything.
Uh, you can cut him and all that. He's not. I mean, because he uses all three hockeys: armament, observation, and conqueror. With armament hockey, he literally just turns his body to steel and all that. But I mean, when he hits the gear fifth, he hasn't mastered it yet. But I mean, the only thing that stops Luffy is his imagination. When you watch the fight with him versus Kaido when he unlocks the power, you will see Looney Tune shenanigans. I am not kidding. You will see Luffy lift the floor up to blocking a blast like it's nothing but it's like something out of a Looney Tune. He grabs a lightning bolt out of the air and then shocks a Kaido with it. It's worth watching. If I want to give you a starting point, I would suggest starting for you, Mr. FGC Chris. Start with Whole Cake Island. That's around the 700s. Start in the 600s. I would suggest
Yeah, I
that.
had to see. I had to see because I know Netflix. I think has the first 12 or 13 seasons up there.
Oh yeah, you'll definitely be able to watch it. I can give you a site where you can go watch it and uh, subbed if you want to. But on the subject of dub versus subbed. I'm sorry. I spent too many years learning to like read and watch. It's not hard to me. Some people are like I can't do it. I just don't want to put in the time and effort.
It depends. I'm more of a dub person, but I have watched if I like the series and I like the story, I'll watch it subtitled. Like what was the one I just finished? It's a couple of them I finished where I've watched them all the way through subbed, and now I'm rewatching them again dubbed. Call of the Night, watching it again dubbed. Uh, I shaved and took home a high school. I watched that subbed, and I watched it again in dub. It's just as good in both versions. It's a couple of them that I watch that way, but it's like it has to catch me. That it has to interest me.
That's understandable.
If it doesn't interest me, then I'll just wait for the dub to come out, and then I might revisit it.
Uh,
Probably my favorite one, Toradora. Watched it, binged watched it, subtitle. They
That
didn't
is
come out with a dub for it until I think what 10 years ago. I think it got 2013 when they came out with a dub for um, Toradora.
wait. Isn't that the one where the dude's head is a giant lizard?
That's the
Okay.
one with
Oh,
the one with the little short palm top tiger that punches and knocks everybody out.
okay. I was getting confused there because I was like, Dorara? No, that's not Dorara.
Not
Oh my god. You know, I'm not even going to try to say these stupid names of some of these animes. I'm done.
talk about the rah rah rah
But there's Dorara. It's kind of oh god, whatever. Oh, but
motorcycle chick with the motorcycle chick.
yeah, but that's good in subbed or dubbed. Uh,
Like
but
like honestly, I don't have no problem watching either one. There's some shows I'll tell people don't even bother watching it dub. Just go stick to the sub.
listen,
I,
I
I'm looking at you, Gundam Seed remastered.
I don't want to hear the same voice, English voice actors like I always have. All right, Mr. Williams, if you let me know if you do want if y'all want to watch One Piece or whatever anime, because I've got some stuff saved to a hard drive, I think somewhere, or some films set aside too. Let's see. But
Yeah,
I
but uh, like I said, you need you if you like Gundam Seed, do you like Gundam Seed?
we've had this discussion. Yes, I'm one of the few people that do.
Do you have you watched the remastered?
Not yet.
You have to watch remastered. Like if once you watch remastered, you will throw out every single one of your original Gundam Seed DVDs and buy those new ones because it is like
I
a
don't. I don't have
complete.
them anymore. I had them on VHS. What are you talking about? I had them on VHS when that was still a thing.
I like it. They completely redid that entire series. Like the Battle of Orb is completely redone. You see the Buster, you see the IWSP Strike fighting. They completely went crazy. They extended the battle scenes, everything. The only thing they wouldn't do is they wouldn't pay to get Ocean to come back in there and redub it. And so they went with some bootleg dubbing company, and every single character sounds horrible.
But you're telling me to go watch the master version, even because the dubbing is horrible.
No, I watched the subtitle. I would tell anybody if you're gonna get it, watch it sub.
All right, that's what I thought.
It's so bad. They didn't even when they did Gundam Seed Destiny remastered. They didn't even bother dubbing it. They just put it straight out subbed.
I don't blame them. And yes, Mr. Williams, Domon Kashu is the best protagonist. Don't even at me or cap me or whatever else you kids are into these days. Domon Kashu. No one will ever, ever top that fight between Domon Kashu and Master Asia, their final bout. Anyways, as far as it goes for subbed and dubbed, folks,
Well,
it's
well,
it's all
well.
preference.
He's even better than your most favorite mech,
What?
Barbados pilot.
Listen, he's a kid. I'm sorry. Like as much as I love Iron Blooded Orphan, it's tragic. It's tragedy. The man becomes a bloody cripple, and the only way he can function is while being hooked up to the damn machine to Gundam Barbatos. Okay, like my man, I'm just in tears watching this man just having to lay there, not understanding he's having love made to him by two women that love him to death, and he's just kind of going with it. He can't do anything, and they're kids. Well, they're like young teenagers, about 16, 17, all that. It doesn't matter. It's
Well,
tragedy.
I pretty much think they knew when they were going into that battle. Like, yeah, this is it for us.
Well, the
Like, we're done.
the lady that writes that it was kind of done. All right, folks, but Mr. Williams, you can catch me in Discord if you want to talk or whatever. For the rest of you folks, it has been a great time. Mr. Chris, any final thoughts on our One Piece review?
Mm, honestly, if you're a One Piece fan, you're gonna like it. If you're even if you're not a One Piece fan, you're still gonna like the movie. You might have the same complaint I have with it being slightly a little bit too long. But like I said, overall, we both gave it the same score. It's a 7. It's not perfect, but it's definitely something. I guess we should say it wasn't that. If it's good enough, I would buy it on Blu-ray. So yeah, I would buy this on Blu-ray.
Oh, I'm definitely picking it up on Blu-ray. I'm going to be buying the music probably Wednesday.
Oh, the
Um,
soundtrack.
yeah, Miss Amelie is doing. I think she's doing. She's already done New Genesis, and for those that do want to check out Miss Amelie's cover for New Genesis, it's down below. For those that don't know, she is the voice actor for Uta again. Amazing job. She's like literally my favorite, probably character out of this whole film. just because she's just always done amazing work. So maybe I'm being a little biased here. Anyways, she's doing Dot Musica next as well. I think she's releasing that sometime this week. Definitely check out her Twitter, but the video is down below in the description. If you want to find Chris or I've put both our Twitter links down below. If that site doesn't crash within the next few weeks or so, we'll see. But other than that, have a good night.
And we'll see y'all guys later. Y'all be safe and enjoy anime.
That's right.